What's up everybody, Bandit and Chad here for another Taco Tuesday. So I did take my truck into the dealership yesterday for the 15,000 mile service and everything checked out great. I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you all yet or not, but my leaf springs are squeaking again on my truck, and I did have the dealership look at those as well. And I had cleaned them up and power washed them down and everything like that right before I took it in, and they said they did look clean and everything else, and they did lubricate where they're supposed to be lubricated, but the springs are still squeaking. So they're apparently going to open up a file with Toyota and hopefully get that straightened out for me before too long. But when I figure anything else out about the leaf springs, I'll be sure and let you all know. But I think Chad has an appointment for today as well.
I do, yeah. I have the 10,000 mile service coming up, which is the more in-depth service interval. So oil change, they're gonna look over fluids, basically, you know, everything else that you're gonna have with a every 5,000 mile service. So just a little bit more in depth. I'm gonna have them check out a few things, and I don't experience the leaf spring issue yet, like how I had before, but hopefully that won't come back for me either.
So if y'all aren't familiar, the Chicago Auto Show did go on last week, and we do have a lot of news to cover, so we'll get started here with Toyota.
Yeah, so as far as Toyota news goes, Toyota revealed a new RAV4 model, which is called the RAV4 Adventure. So with that, you're getting a bit of a lift, different wheel and tire package. You're also going to be getting some different graphics on the outside, and it does include roof rails standard, as well as some, I guess they're supposed to be somewhat of skid plates, maybe splash plates in the front and the back. Otherwise, it's not much of a big upgrade. You're not getting any new powertrain or anything like that. But the big news that we're really interested in is the TRD Sport Tundra and Sequoia. So for the most part, it's just cosmetic. You know, you're not getting anything different. There's a little bit of a difference in the information display in front of you, and the bigger news, I guess, for the 2018 model year for the Tundra and Sequoia is you are going to be getting Toyota Safety Sense standard. So that's like blind spot monitoring, autonomous braking, and maybe a few other things.
Right, and if you recall, you can get that as an option with the technology package on these new Tacomas, but before this was not an option with any of the Tundra lineup. Also with those TRD Sports, you are getting more of just a continuation of the TRD lineup. You know, it is very similar to what you would get on a TRD Sport Tacoma. But basically, you know, just a more aggressive front end and new LED headlights for all of the higher trim level trucks.
Yes, also in addition to that, I forgot to mention, are the TRD sway bars in the front and back, as well as a TRD tuned suspension.
Right. Moving on to other brands here, Ford released their new Expedition. If you're familiar with the Expedition, you know it is their biggest SUV. It is based on the F-150, and like the new F-150, it is all aluminum now. So that should save a good bit of weight. I believe it's about 300 pounds depending on the trim levels you're comparing. But that is pretty great, and it should hopefully make that vehicle a lot more efficient and everything else. It's also getting their new 10-speed automatic, which is going in, you know, the new Raptor and even some of the new GM products. You know, that was a team effort there to get that new transmission on the market, and also the newest version of you know, the Ford Sync system and everything like that. Also in the new Expedition, they have a rotary shifter similar to what you would find in the Ram lineup. I think this is pretty interesting because this is the first application of the rotary shifter for a Ford product, but we'll see how that goes. Also, the Nissan Titan has come out in a new cab size. They call it the King Cab. It's very similar to what you'd find like in my Access cab truck. It does have clamshell doors, very similar to the way the Frontier works, which really surprised me that they would continue with those clamshell doors, because if you recall, you know, GM, Toyota, a lot of those other companies do have the half door in the back, but it is able to be opened by itself. You know, you don't have to open the front door before you can open the back. But it is very similar to you know, the Frontier King Cab and everything like that. So this should complete the entire Titan lineup. We had been hearing about a V6 in the new Titan, but we haven't heard any more about that recently, so I wouldn't hold your breath on that. But you know, you do have the two engine options between the gas V8 and the Cummins V8, as well as all of the different cab sizes include, you know, the full four-door truck, the King Cab, and just a single cab truck. Also, in other news, the Colorado ZR2, the newest addition to GM's off-road lineup, has been priced. So it was priced with a just an extended cab truck, you know, again similar to the Access cab, but it did come in at $41,000. So people were comparing this to either a smaller version of the Raptor or a better version of the TRD Pro. I'm curious to see how this truck holds up off-road, but you know, with a $41,000 starting price, it is very similar to the TRD Pro. But one thing to keep in mind is the TRD Pro only comes in a double cab, where this truck will come in the smaller cab configuration.
So in other Chevy news, there will be a Redline package that was shown at SEMA that will be coming to a dealership near you by the end of 2017. It is just an appearance package, and you're going to be getting red accents on your wheels and your paint.
Exactly, and it seems like the Chicago Auto Show did include just a lot of special editions of already out vehicles. To continue with that, the, Fiat Chrysler has released what they're calling the Night Edition for the Ram heavy-duty trucks. It's only available in the 2500 and 3500 single rear wheel, and basically what that is just a factory blackout package, exactly like what you've seen with you know, the Chevy Midnight Editions and that sort of thing, but it should sell pretty well. Moving on, and this is a little bit more exciting, we do have proof of existence of the Dodge Durango SRT. So what this is going to basically be is Dodge is calling it the 3-row Charger, but it's more or less an all-wheel drive Durango with the 392 in it, which is going to be, you know, quite a thing. It's supposedly going to have 475 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque, and go 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, which is incredibly quick for a 7-seater SUV, and I'm sure that will definitely be a lot of fun. But it's also not just for fun. With this bigger motor, it does have the greatest towing capability of the entire Durango lineup. So that pretty much concludes everything we have to talk about today. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.